Skydrift is going to be in a very unique position for a very long time, and I can still recommend it because it's fun. The original is fun. Probably the best one on PC, but we really need some new competition in this area. Today on Quest for the Couch, we'll be looking at a game I did not know existed for the longest time, despite being on Steam in early access for 8 years and finally releasing this week. A local multiplayer aerial combat racer. Wow, that sounds like so much fun, and it's apparently got lots of content and a ton of features. How have I never heard about this game until now? Let's try it out. Huh. The menu doesn't work very well. It doesn't fill up the screen on my TV. Okay, that's a little weird. Well, that's alright. Let's drown out our issues with some great tunes. Let's check out the game's soundtrack. Okay, the music is a little annoying and the menus don't work. They only had, 8 years to make it good? And as we all know, that's not a lot of time. So let's check the gameplay. Hopefully we'll find redemption there. Right? Let's just roll the intro and get started. Hello and welcome back to Quest for the Couch, the show where we look at local multiplayer games. Today we'll be having a look at Wing Breakers, released in 2014 in Steam's Early Access program, and now coming out March 10th of 2022 officially, making it one of the older games to be released out of the program. And honestly, it should have stayed there, maybe forever. Wing Breakers is an absolute mess of a title. On the surface, it seems like it has a lot going on. 4-player local multiplayer aerial combat racing with an online component, and single-player track variety, customizations for your planes, lots of tracks, except none of that matters, because the gameplay is so terrible that it actually made me physically ill. If the track variety seems too good to be true, it's because it is. Every level looks like some bootleg stock Unity asset reskinned with a different texture, and then just filled with endless amounts of randomly placed crap. So much so that it feels like my eyes are being assaulted every time I play this game. I wasn't kidding when I said it made me ill. The only time I felt sick while playing a video game was playing in virtual reality. Playing this game, my stomach felt like a cement mixer, and I feel ill just thinking about it now. Even with adjusting some of the settings, it's still pretty bad, but it might be more tolerable for you. For this reason, I recommend adjusting the field of view and turning off the camera shake. You'll thank me later. That music really is insufferable, by the way. It plays the menus and right into the game. There's no pause for it. It just keeps going. And there's limited variety. And it just doesn't sound good. But as bad as it is, don't turn it off, because you'll realize why they have that music playing all the time. It's to hide the other sounds. Look, I hate the soundtrack, and it sounds like copyright music, so I'm just gonna put in the Ace Combat music in the background for the rest of the video, okay? Okay, thanks. I wish after putting up with all of this from the get-go, the gameplay was any better. It's not. Oh god, it's not. The plane controls like your pilot is guzzling moonshine, and the physics are downright terrible. It feels like I'm flying through jello most of the time. The actual combat is less a fun medium to keep you from thinking about the horrors of reality through escapism and more of an assault on all of your senses. While the shooting feels alright, you're assaulted by so much crap on screen, from stage hazards to other planes ramming into you randomly from behind, that it's really hard to get a sense of anything when you're playing. Each track is like 2 minutes long, max, so it can feel kind of pointless to engage in combat because shit just happens all around the screen. You feel disconnected from it because, well, look at it. Alright, I'm done giving you guys the intro. We're just gonna get into my criteria and wrap the game up. As always, we will judge the game by our 3 criteria for this series: price, pick up and play aspect, and lasting appeal. For price, it's too damn expensive. I mean, any amount would be. It's $25, putting it in tier 2. For single player offerings, it doesn't really have anything. It's just offline racing with bots. Multiplayer, it does have online multiplayer with bots, so that's at least something. As for playing online, good luck, no one's playing. There's no server browser or any Discord to join, at least one that's advertised by the developers. I did find an out-of-date Facebook page, though. Yeah, let's move on. Pikmin Play. It's amazing that despite so many updates to this game, it feels like an early Unity game, like from way back in the day when they were first coming out on early access. It feels so unfinished. In fact, I think it just is. It's got so many little quirks and problems. And aside from the Unity issues from being a really early Unity engine game, there's just quality of life things that are just not there, such as, do you see a split screen option on this screen to play it? You know, we're Quest for the Couch. Where's the local multiplayer option? It's advertising that on the store page. Do you see a split screen option here? No. Well, maybe you don't have the galaxy brain to realize you need to go to online play. Then wait a second to connect to the server for online play. Then you select split screen, the offline play split screen. But you select it carefully, because if you hit the A button too fast and not on the right controller, you'll have selected the wrong input device or added another player that doesn't exist in your room, and you'll have to exit to the menu and reconnect to the online server all over again to play an offline game. Then, once each player has selected their planes, you have to wait again, because the game needs to count down or connect to something like we're playing online, because this is the online mode menu that hosts the offline gameplay. Why on God's green earth, in the 8 years this game has been in early access on Steam, is the game like this is anyone's guess. You have to wait 30 seconds every single time you want to play another round. Not that you want to, though. The waiting time is longer than an individual track, by the way. The game also doesn't use inverted controls by default. For some reason, for a flying game, that's kind of dumb, but at least they give you an option to change that, in addition to rebinding all your buttons, which is at least nice. I mean, the game at least worked out of the box with Xbox One controllers, but that was it. Lasting appeal, there is none. All the content essentially is the same. A race that lasts around a minute through the same copy-paste assets. Maybe one map might have a different set of barn animals than another. It doesn't matter. There is no favorite map. There is no preferred style of play. It's all the same feeling shit. I mean, yeah, there's all these other maps and modes that I haven't really gotten into, but like I've played and all that I can stomach, really. I can't. I don't want to touch this game anymore. All right, let's go on to the conclusion so we can wrap this up, and I can never, ever talk about this again. In case you didn't realize, I didn't enjoy this game. It was one of the first games outside of VR to make me physically sick, except I have a desire to build a tolerance to play VR games because they're usually fun. This game wasn't fun. It's an assault on the eyes. It's an assault on the stomach for me. It's an assault on the head, and it's an assault on my ass for making me sit down and play this crap. And it's just shocking to me that despite 8 years of early access, this still feels like an alpha release. Like it was just released yesterday or something in early access, and it's been out for 8 years. I just cannot fathom why anyone would really like this game. There's no one playing it online. It's just a total headache. It's a visual headache. And I didn't like it. For your local multiplayer racing games, you know, I recommended Skydrift Remastered in the past, and yeah, the port for that game isn't good. The remaster of it isn't very good, but you know what? If you can get it working, oh my god, it's 1,000 times better than this. Skydrift Remastered, for all its problems, is just a way better game. It's why I always still recommend it, because it's still amazingly fun. And if you don't like that, you can look at the aerial racing parts of Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed, but we still don't really have a definitive, perfect aerial combat racer, and it's a shame. And this game is not even close to definitive. It's not even close to good. It's just not even worth your time. Don't buy it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm out.